Jimmy Brunzell, Greg Gagne. Well, Greg Gagne was just a stick. He weighed about 170 pounds.
My partner calls him tennis legs.
Stop.
Tennis legs.
Yeah, but he was able to beat guys that were 6'6", 350. Oh, he pinned their shoulders right to the mat.
Wow.
That's nice.
Yeah,
Are we-
he's a tough son of a
Are we,
bitch.
are we talking about nepotism here?
Yeah, that's what it is. Nepotism wins again.
For a second, I thought he was
So,
being serious.
Since you're talking about Greg, then, if nepotism wins again, how come Pops didn't put the belt on him to try to save the territory?
Well, yeah, that would have been ugly. Yeah, that's the only thing I get. That would have really been ugly.
You don't see Tennis Legs as a heavyweight champion?
The what?
Tennis Legs. Greg Gagne.
Yeah.
No, that wouldn't work? Heavyweight champion of the world?
Well, Larry Henning referred to Greg Gagne as buggy whip arms, spindly legs,
Buggy whip arms?
yeah, pot belly,
Nice.
a neck like a stack of dimes,
Oh, boy.
but tough.
But tough.
Yeah.
All right.
He's a promoter's kid.
Was Vern tough, though?
Oh, yeah.
Could Vern whoop your ass?
Vern, no.
No.
Were you being serious?
No, I'm
I'm
asking.
going to come over there.
No, whoa,
please don't come
whoa.
over here. No,
Was Vern tough enough to take on guys like you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
No.
question.
Vern was national heavyweight
Legend.
wrestling
I know, I
champion.
understand that, but
back in his day, a heavyweight was 200 pounds.
Or not even, right?
Right.
So,
No, but 198,
Right.
actually.
Right.
Because you have the light heavyweight up to 196 or 198, and anything after that, you were a heavyweight.
right.
And he won the National Collegiate Championship 2 or 3 years in a row. And he was voted by the Amateur Wrestling Hall of Fame down in Iowa. This is about 20 years ago. He was voted the #1 amateur wrestler in the United States for the first 50 years.
Sure.
Wow.
Well, that was my point. Like, I know Billy Robinson, I heard, was like really, really tough, right? He could fuck
Sergeant
people.
Slaughter slapped him around like a red-headed stepchild.
Really?
Yes.
Tell the story.
Well, I wasn't there.
So then,
There was Sergeant Slaughter and Chris Taylor, 6'5",
Yeah.
400 pounds. He was a Greco-Roman wrestler in the 72 games with me. But Sergeant Slaughter and Chris Taylor and a couple other, and the Irwin brothers from Duluth, Minnesota, they came in the next year into Vern's wrestling camp. And so Billy Robinson was fucking around doing something, and he got in an altercation with Sergeant Slaughter. And Sergeant Slaughter, what we refer to in wrestling as stretching your opponent, that means you get the best of them and then make them give up.
right.
Baron von Raschke, you guys remember the Baron?
Sure.
Sure.
He was national heavyweight wrestling champion out of Nebraska back in the early 60s. He said, he told Billy Robinson at training camp, he said, "Billy, you're from England. That doesn't mean shit around here. Any good collegiate wrestler could whip your ass."
Wow.
He said the only reason you beat people is that they let you have their body. Like they'll get down the floor and then you try to do something. You'll give them a cheap shot, like driving a knee into the ribs while they're down on the floor, drive a knee into the hip, cheap shots. And Billy says, "Well, that's not true." Well, it was true.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Slaughter heard that, and Slaughter wasn't afraid of him anymore.
Wow.
Yeah,
Well, he injured Sheik, didn't he, Billy Robinson?
yeah, I was there.
He
That
hurt-
was like the
He hurt him bad.
first week of our training camp in 1972, December of 72. Or was that? No, November of 72. So we were all down in a referee's position in amateur wrestling, and we'd try to turn each other over and escape and everything, as if you were in an amateur match. Well, then Billy says, "Cosroe, That's Iron Sheik.
Mhm.
Khosrow Visiri is his real name. So Billy's trying to turn, I think, Ric Flair. He couldn't turn him. And so come here, Khosrow, I can turn you. Well, Rick weighed 300 pounds and Khosrow weighed 180. And Khosrow looks at him, no, coach, no, coach. He couldn't speak very good English back in those days, as if he can now.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. Yeah. Okay.
So here comes the challenge. Billy says, I can turn you. So Khosrow gets down on the mat, spread eagle. Billy Robinson could not even turn him an inch. Well, Billy gets pissed off and says, okay, I can't turn you. Well, we'll do the get down on your hands and knees, like referee position.
Mm-hmm.
And takes his knee, drives it right into Khosrow's hip. Oh, I was there and I said, you motherfucker. What a cheap shot.
Yeah.
And well, Khosrow's damn near in tears. And he had a lump and a bruise on his hip for a month after that. And I told Billy after training camp that day, with the 6 hours a day, we go to training camp. And I said, why did you do that? Well, he's making fun of me. I said, no, he wasn't making fun of you. He just said that, that you couldn't turn him, and that was it.
So Vern didn't get involved and say, hey, take it easy on these guys?
Vern wasn't there.
Wasn't there at all?
No, he was at the office that day.
Okay.
But Vern did show up a day or two later, and we all had a little powwow, let's say, about what Billy was doing, taking cheap shots and stuff. And then a few weeks after that, Barron comes out and tells Billy that, he couldn't beat an average college wrestler.